Hey guys, it's me, Andy, and I'm here with a nerd sandwich. And
Hello.
okay, shut up. I didn't ask you to speak. Um, and today we're gonna be making a video on why NatDex AG failed and what is the future of AG. Um, so when Gen 8 started, I was one of the people that had extremely low opinions of what the generation would bring. And while people like AGL constantly insulted me on that opinion, I was proven right, um, definitively. And AG went from Galardex to National Dex AG because Galardex was not going to provide enough differentiation between Galar Ubers to actually be a metagame we played. So I wasn't around for the first month of NatDex, so how was that like cheese sandwich?
Um, well, the first month of NatDex, actually, that was what I really liked the most because, and they were still kind of working out the bugs. Like, that was back when you could Dynamax, was it Mega Rayquaza? Or like that, or like in the beginning, like the way Dynamax worked is if you had any Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, or any Pokemon with Z moves, you lost your ability to Dynamax. So, what? So I was kind of quick to realize that if it's optimal not to run any Z moves or Megas in that meta then, because Dynamax is just so much better than Mega Evolution and Z moves combined that there's really no point running either of them if you can just Dynamax. But yeah, eventually, like the first, I'm trying to explain the first month, but they slowly started working out things. What some bugs were fixed later, like the Zygarde bug, where like whenever was it use Zygarde and then or yeah, you were
If you
Zygarde
if you
50%.
Dynamaxed it, it would like lose HP.
Yeah, that was annoying too because like I lost so many games because of that.
I did too.
Yeah. Um, I think how long until that was fixed? That was a couple months, wasn't
Uh,
it?
yeah, it was like a month after I started playing, so
Yeah,
it's
so that was like
February,
3 months into it.
something like that.
Yeah, initially I really liked NatDex significantly more than Galardex because at least you could actually play stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Galardex was everyone ran the exact same team. It was like was it Gothitelle, Corviknight, Zacian, Eternatus,
it was it
like
was shit.
yeah, Quagsire. It was like those exact same mons every team, every game.
Yeah, um, I really enjoyed the first month of National Dex AG because um, it was when people didn't realize that Evildoll fucking smashed every team in existence, and we're still using
Oh yeah, that
Xerneas.
too. Yeah.
Um, it, People didn't know what they were doing. Now when you get on ladder, all these brain dead 12-year-olds it's just fucking Evildoll, it's Emray, it's Zacian, it's Ditto on every fucking team. Absolutely no exceptions. And will they ever switch out? Absolutely not. They just lead Evildoll every time. They take their 3 kills and then they win the game. So that's why I don't ladder. But yes, I think when people started realizing how incredible um, Dynamax Evildoll was, it's when the meta game
Yeah.
really started to get bad for me because there's just nothing that can reliably check it, and it's actually just gotten worse as people have tried to come up with checks because people just run more offensive mons to pressure it. When you get a bad matchup in National Dex AG, it really feels like there's not anything you can do to outplay it. Um, it's just you lose on preview or you win on preview, and it just makes for a boring and stale meta game. So around March, AG had pretty much realized this. So they made a thread deciding, do we stay in National Dex or do we move to Galar Dex when DLC comes back and we get what, like 200 mons, something like that.
Yeah, I think we'll get like 200 mons and every single legendary back.
Yeah, and so if you were to shift to that, that means no Megas, no Z moves, no Ultra Necrozma, no Arceus, which are big things. However, the problem still arises, and why for me, when AG decided that I was a big proponent in switching to DLC when that came out, I argued for that extensively. Um, but over time, I realized that it's probably going to be percent. I'll explain that there's less shit to check the Dynamax threads. Xerneas and Yveltal are still there, and while Xerneas loses the ability to use Max Flare, that's not really hindering it that much. And Yveltal literally loses nothing, and it's doubtful that it'll even get nerfed. So it just makes for a more restricted metagame with less ability to check things. So Kyogre is already an extremely good Pokemon with Dynamax, and that's even with Ferrothorn and Primal Groudon in the tier. And you take out its biggest check in Primal Groudon, and now you have a Specs Kyogre that literally just claims a kill every time it switches in, which is not conducive for a fun metagame, in my opinion. Uh, AGL, I know you think differently on this, so what are your thoughts?
Yeah, and my main thoughts is one, like, again, with the hidden power, with Xerneas thing. Yeah, that'll actually be a really big change, given that, like, even you tend to run, like, hidden power ice on Yveltal sometimes just to beat Zygarde. The fact that, like, one, getting rid of hidden power will be a really, really big thing, because, the idea that you can just slap hidden power on anything and give it, a coverage move is stupid, in my opinion. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah. And then there's also the fact that in my opinion, primal reversion and mega evolution and Z moves and all that stuff don't really fit well with Dynamax. I know that's a little strange, but like, I just feel like the fact that you have to just choose between like being able to Dynamax or being able to Mega Evolve or Primal Reversion, or like nobody runs Z moves because they're all bad. But like, what is it? But like, or well, I mean, Dynamax Kyogre is starting to catch on already after people are starting to realize that it's better than they initially thought. But let's see. So my opinions on why it would actually be a better metagame though is one, you kind of get rid of a bunch of the weird stuff that comes with trying to figure out what would be the metagame if nothing was cut. Because you end up with the weird stuff like hidden power. You end up with the weird stuff like not being able to Dynamax Dragon Ascent Rayquaza. You end up with all this like weird stuff from stuff not overlapping with Gen 8 mechanics. And like, what is it? So once you kind of get into a Galar Dex AG with every legendary back, that then stuff I guess will kind of start to make more sense is what I'm kind of saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. And while I don't necessarily agree that DLC metagame will be any better than National Dex, I think it is a change that AG can do no matter what. Um, I don't think it's something that can be argued. I think it's very stupid to have a shit metagame that's just a pet mod and not even true to AG.
Well, yeah,
It would be one thing if National Dex was, you know, actually fun, um, but it's not. Team building for it is atrocious, and I get brain damage whenever I do it. And it's just overall a really oppressive metagame that is stifled by top tier threats. So I think it is something that we need to do to get out of a stupid in between phase and just move on to Galler decks. Um, Overall, I'm pretty disappointed with Gen 8 AG as a whole. I think Dynamax is just something that should never really be around singles at all.
Yeah.
It's never felt like Emray to me. Like Emray, I'm speaking from Gen 7 experience because that's the metagame I play. It was far and away the best Pokemon, but it still rewarded you playing carefully, playing to your outs, and it rewards players who know what they're doing more than players who don't. Uh, Dynamax, little Timmy who's 8 years old, can click Dynamax on his Eviltal and win games against a 39-year-old with a law degree. Um, it's just a stupid mechanic, uh, and I hate it.
Yeah. And my opinion, like I guess in the beginning, I was kind of okay with Dynamax because it allowed some gimmick Pokemon to be good. Like what is it like? I guess you have Kartana that was good with Dynamax. And then Chloe keeps pushing Omastar, but real in reality, I think that there's really no reason now to use the gimmick Pokemon. Like you can just use the actual good Dynamax users like Yveltal, Xerneas, Kyogre, probably.
Yeah, so one of the things is you can say, look, with Omastar, I killed 3 of this team's Pokemon, and that's great. But why can't I just say, what if you subbed in an Eviltal there? What would happen? Usually it's the same or a better result. And the difference between Megas is shit like Emgar and Emray had clearly different niches. Offensive Dynamax is pretty much the same in all regards, so it over centralizes the top tier Pokemon, which is pretty unfortunate because it once again kills team building. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on National Dex AG and the upcoming DLC. I'm still excited for it, but I'm not getting my hopes up for anything exceptional. You got anything to say?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say is I agree with you that we need to move on. Yeah, that was it because National Dex is not really that great. I understand the concerns that what is it, Galar Dex AG will just end up being National Dex AG, but with constrained building. That I think it does have a potential to be a somewhat good meta game because what is it? And there's still Yveltal checks in the game. You still have access to Tyranitar. Still have access to what is it? Or Bersernius checks. You would always have access to Necrozma Duskmane. And I guess Chansey's been confirmed too.
Yeah, it'll be
So,
interesting for sure to see what happens. But
oh yeah,
anyway, thank you guys for listening. This has been MDB, your slow jazz host, and this has also been AGL, who is currently slamming a Rubik's Cube against his mic. Okay, and he won't even say goodbye because he's a dumbass.
sorry.
Goodbye.